I am Sintani. This episode of Should You Play, we will be taking a look at Smite. With my Should You Play series, we take a look at free-to-play titles across consoles, PC, whatever. They are titles either I've played, I am playing, or titles that I'll be playing with you guys for the first time. This one will be Smite. It is a third-person MOBA. If you know anything about MOBAs, typically they're an above screen, like League of Legends, Dota 2, Heroes of the Storm, stuff like this. This one is unique in the fact it is a third-person view. Instead of using a mouse and clicking around to move, you're actually using, if you're playing on PC, you're using your WASD to move, or you're using a controller to move around as, like, pretty much any other game. You're not clicking endlessly. Things about Smite that I like, as you see here, this is my console version of it, and I've spent quite a bit of time with it. So, things that I really enjoy about Smite, the control scheme. You're not sitting there clicking. I started playing Smite on PC, so it was nice not to have to just constantly click. Having absolute total control over your movement was nice, instead of having a misclick or anything like that screwing up your movement. It's all on you. The abilities used, vast majority of them are skill shots. There are very few just seeking abilities. There are some, yes, but for the vast majority, everything is skill shot based, everything is positioning based, all that fun stuff. The roster, Smite is, like with League of Legends, you've got some things that are borderline copyright issues. Dota 2, definitely, but that was originally a Blizzard mod, so it makes sense there are a lot of Blizzard-themed things. Heroes of the Storm is Blizzard, so you're going to see all your Blizzard things. But with Smite, it's gods across all mythologies. You have Norse mythology, Greek, Roman, Hindu, Chinese, Mayan, Egyptian, Japanese, and Celtic that they're working on slowly. So if you're going to play Zeus, you're playing Zeus. You're playing the legitimate god. Like each of them, like you go into it, of course it's a MOBA, so you've got skins. You've got your emotes, and it shows you all your abilities under his thing, shows you the stats, how they scale as you level up, all of that stuff. Different awards that you can get with each god depending on what you do. Like that one has Arachne, successfully stunned 3 or more enemy gods in a match with Cocoon. It's one of her abilities. Gives you the whole lore on that god, which is kind of cool. If you really like going into the lore, if you really like the mythology, I have a feeling you would totally love this game. Because you can go into, you can read the mythology, shows you the history of what you've done with said god. Unique things you can do with this one is you have item and ability builders. Ability builder, you can go in and set everything to auto level, and you can build how you want it to level each time, what you want it to go into. It's just a like comfort of life type of thing. Like it's just nice every time you level not to have to worry about manually putting in the points. The ability builder, for the most part, you can go in and looks like, I don't mess with it often myself, but you can like go in. I think you can set up the store to only show these set items, and you can also go down here and set certain items to see like if a build would work, etc., see what it would do with your stats. It's a cool mechanic. I don't personally mess with it, but I'm sure there are plenty of people in the community that do. You have multiple different modes. Like you got your co-op versus AI, you got custom, you've got training, you've got your ranked, of course. Versus Conquest is what everybody knows MOBA's for. It's a 3-lane, 2 towers, and like an extra tower in Smite is called a Phoenix. So you've got your 2 standard towers, your tier 1, your tier 2, and then you get your tier 3 tower, and then you got your Nexus, or in Smite they call it the Titan. The Titan fights back, so Titan fights back pretty well. Downside thing, one thing I do not like about Conquest and the Titan mechanic is, yeah, it fights back, but it is susceptible to everything. It's susceptible to all god abilities, basic attacks. Like the towers can only be hit with basic attacks. Phoenix can only be hit by your basic attacks. They are immune to the abilities. Some of the abilities that boost your basic attack, that will still count, but I don't think you see extra damage like with Arachne. She attacks faster on certain abilities, stuff like that definitely helps. And then Arena is basically just a 5v5 team deathmatch situation. Clash, it is a 2-lane 5v5 map with a really, very small map. I've played it a few times and it is a mess. Joust is a 3v3 single lane map. You've got a little bit of a side jungle. You've got one jungle boss, the Bolt Demon King, which is used to either stasis the tower or stasis the Phoenix, so that you can go up, damage it without it attacking back. Joust is, like I said, it's a 1 lane, only 1 tower and the Phoenix, and then the Titan. Assault is random, 1 lane, ARAM from League of Legends, all random, all mid. Everything's random. You can't go back to base unless you die. Can't go back to the fountain. Siege is a 4v4 with 2 maps. Siege is kind of fun because if you get so many minion kills, you spawn a Siege Juggernaut. And then there's also a Wild Siege Juggernaut in the jungle that you can fight over. And then I think it's week now that they do these. Every week they do a unique queue that you can do, like this one, Battleground of the Dogs. You can only pick from certain gods that fit into the category of whatever they're doing there. So for this one, sometimes it's just like Conquest with a bunch of gold starting, so you basically full build at level 1, stuff like that. It's really random stuff. Sometimes it's overpowered, sometimes it's obnoxious. That one is pretty obnoxious because you can pick the same god on each team, so you can get some really weird and annoying multiple situations. The AI is pretty standard across any MOBA. You got AI. You can do practice AI, which you get nothing, no rewards whatsoever in. And then you can do easy and medium. Against the AI, you get stuff like favor and player experience. I do not believe you get any worshippers for the gods, so you cannot increase their mastery ranking. Ranked, self-explanatory, custom match, self-explanatory training. You can literally just go through and try all the modes, and there is a training that takes you through step by step of what you need to be doing. They also constantly do these in-game events that give you all sorts of stuff. Like they just got done with the Odyssey for this year, which they do every year before the World Finals for Smite. Get a lot of really cool rewards out of that if you're willing to put in the time or the money. Said it is free to play by itself, but it is a MOBA, just so they gotta make their money somehow. Cosmetics, buying the gods. One thing that Hi-Rez does very well, and they even extend over to Paladins. They have their God Pack that it unlocks all current and future gods. So if you pick up this game and pick up that God Pack, especially if it's on sale, know that no matter what comes out in the future, you still get. I've seen a lot of bundles on other MOBAs that you get everything that they currently have, but anything future, you gotta either pay for again, or grind out the hard way to unlock with the in-game stuff. Daily login rewards that they have. What else do we got here? It is available on all consoles, Xbox One, PS4, PC, through either Steam or through its own launcher. I will include links to all of those in the description so that you guys can check it out for yourself. But yeah, I mean, it does have a certain learning curve because most people who play MOBAs are used to clicking, are used to that overhead view, used to like full camera movement across the map and all that. In this one, it is a third-person view. You have direct control, everything like that. Just like any other MOBA, as you see here, there is a free rotation every week, so if you do pick it up and you don't plan on spending any money anytime soon, always check those out. There are 5 different classes per se for Smite. You have your assassins, which typically fill your jungling role. They are usually amazing 1v1 people. You get isolated against most of these assassins, they're gonna burst you down. They definitely fill into the glass cannon category. A lot of them either have stealth or really big escapes. Some of them that I've been working on recently, not the best escapers. They're high damage, low health, low defenses usually. So they're definitely glass cannons. Get isolated against one, you're probably going to lose that fight. Guardians typically fill your support role. They are the ones that try to initiate the fights. They're the ones that take the beating. They're the ones that take the sacrifice in order to make sure the rest of the team can get out of a fight if needed. They're the ones that have all the stuns, have all of the crowd, a lot of the crowd control, all sorts of that stuff. They are definitely the initiators of the fights. They're definitely the support. They're there to make sure other people get the kills and get their items. Another thing with assassins, they can fill the hard carrier role. Like I said, they typically sit in the jungle. There are some that can fill other lanes. Like most of these are going to be your conquest roles. Your typical 3-lane 5v5 situation. Like I said, typically going to be in the jungle, but they can fill the hard carry role. Like League of Legends, most of the time your hard carry is going to be either your mid lane or your ADC, your attack damage carry. Smite is, I guess, unique in the fact that if done right and you know how to play your position, any one of these can carry. Can be the carrier for the team. Like, I've done it as Guardians. Guardian is my wheelhouse. It is typically what I play. I like the support role. I like being able to take the beating too. Especially being as I've been working on assassins recently. I miss being able to take some damage. Hunters are your hunters. They're your ADCs. Those are the attack damage carries. They're the just click and win type of heroes. Most of their stuff is going to be based off of their normal attack. That's where most of their damage is coming from. They have a lot of abilities and things that either boost their normal attack to either hit faster, hit harder, etc., etc. Stun people, like all sorts of just they're the normal carry position. They attack from range. They're physical damage type. Guardians are normally melee, and they're always going to be magical damage. Assassins are almost always melee, and they're also physical damage. Hunters are, of course, ranged. So, and then Mage, which is going to be your typical mid lane heroes. Like Hunter is going to be your typical short lane, along with your Guardian. Mage will be your mid lane, and then Warriors are normally your solo lane, your long lane. Mage, magical range damage, all sorts of different ones. There are some that definitely fill different roles. Like Ao Kuang is more of an assassin role than he is a mage. He's a melee mage, and he is very bursty. He definitely fits into the assassin category, but they don't move him since the assassins are physical damage and he's magical. Freya can definitely fill the hunter role, the way her kit is set up. Again, they don't move her because hunters are physical damage, she's magical. He-Bo could easily fill an assassin role also, in my opinion. Hell can be very supporty. She's also very burst damage. Who's another one? Where'd he go? Hades. Hades can definitely be played as a guardian. He can definitely fulfill that support role. He can be built as a support. He can do everything that a support needs to do. He can initiate the fights. He can stun people out. He can silence them so they can't use their abilities. He has a very guardian-esque, very support kit. So just because, yeah, they're in the mage category, they can fill other roles. They can be used elsewhere. Same thing with Isis. She can fill a support role pretty well. I play Nuwa as a support role. Ra, not really. I mean, he has a heal, but one of his big builds that everyone says is called one-shot Ra, where his ultimate can pretty much one-shot any god in the game. It's ridiculous. Said if you're gonna play Zeus, you're playing Zeus in this one. Looks just like Zeus, all sorts of different skins I have for him. But yeah, you're playing Zeus. I mean, no doubt about it. No possible copyright infringement. Looking Zeus, it's Zeus. Like I said, and then warriors are typically your 1v1 long lane kind of warriors. Warriors are very flexible. Like, I've seen an Amaterasu play support. Shot can be supporty. Odin can be played supporty. Nike is interesting. Like, but yeah, warriors are gonna be, like I said, your 1v1 lane, your long lane, League of Legends top lane, stuff like that. So, I mean, it is a MOBA. If you've played MOBAs, it's not going to be completely new concept to you. But yeah, I think that's enough rambling. In verdict, should you play it? If you enjoy MOBAs, or if you're looking at one that is different than what you've seen, I would say give Smite a try. I do enjoy the unique control style. Upsides to Smite, unique control style. If you enjoy mythology, you will enjoy playing some of these gods. You'll enjoy reading the lore. A lot of things about it you'll enjoy. Like some of the in-game stories that they're working on, really cool. Like they just did like you see there, the Ragnarok. For the Odyssey, the story was Ares and Athena ended up at war with each other, and Hades seized control of Olympus and brought about Ragnarok. It is interesting to see how the different pantheons do intermingle in some of the stories, though, but they do have clan features, so you can make a clan with a bunch of friends and just game together. You get extra stuff with that. Got random little quests to do to earn more favor, especially if you're unlocking the gods the hard way, because you have to buy them with that favor. The one on the right over there by my name, the little yellow icon is favor. That's the in-game currency. The green one is the premium currency, the crystals that you buy with real money. But yeah, I mean, if you are looking for a MOBA and none of the other ones seem to like really strike you, especially with all the clicking and all that stuff, and the fact this is the only MOBA on consoles right now, I do believe. Heroes hasn't. No, yeah, I'm fairly confident that this is the only MOBA game on consoles, so it does handle well on a controller. You could tell that they really took a lot of time working into it on how to map everything effectively and well on a controller. Yes, you will have times that things do not work as quickly as they should because controllers are notoriously slower than most keyboard and mouse setups, so there's always that to worry about. Downsides to it is, like I said, there is a certain learning curve, especially coming from other MOBAs, because you're used to the clicking, you're used to the overhead view, you're not used to having to worry about constantly looking around you physically, like rotating cameras to see, because you can see you have full map awareness. Whereas this one, you have to pay attention to the mini-map a lot more. You have to pay attention to where your allies are, what's going on, a lot more than I think you do with the overhead view. The community at times can be a little crunchy, a little salty. We're all guilty of it. I will say that my time spent in League of Legends, I think the community in Smite as a whole lot better, at least on the Xbox side of things. For the most part, everyone's quiet. I mean, you'll have times that people start saying stuff, but for the most part, it's a pretty quiet community, at least on Xbox that I've noticed. Other downsides, it would take a really long time to unlock gods without the god pack. Because it's like, what, 9,000 favor to unlock one god, if I do believe. And you get an average of a few hundred every match if you win, so yeah, it would take a while. The God Pack, though, is worth it in my opinion. Like I said, Hi-Rez Studios did a really amazing job with the unlock all current and future, even on Paladins for all of their heroes over there. It's the same thing. Unlock all current and future heroes to the game, which is easily one of the smartest things I think they could have done. I said I've seen it a few times where it's like, oh, you can unlock everything we have now, but we're going to be releasing more that you'll have to worry about later. So, like Dota, you don't have to worry about that because all their heroes are free. League, I don't even remember what bundles they have available anymore. It's been so long since I've touched that game. Other good things, they do a lot of stuff with the community. Hi-Rez Studio does a lot with their community. They do a bunch of streams and all these other things, and they usually try to give out gems, skins, loading frames, announcer packs, everything to just say thank you to their community, saying, hey, you guys have made this what it is, here's something a little back. Even so much as just simply linking accounts together gives you a bunch of stuff. So I mean, it's not a big deal, but it is a nice subtle touch. So but I think I've rambled on enough. If you are still here, I thank you so very much for sticking around with me till the end. If you are new here, do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Give that freaking like button a little tickle, and I shall see you guys next time.